me until after 2 o'clock. I was 2.5 hours away. I knew I couldn't make it in time, there wasn't any way. I wished we had known, I would have been there. I've been at all the rallies that we've had, the 2 that we've had downtown, I've been at both of those. And Saturday morning, I was sitting in my pajamas in my kitchen drinking coffee, looking at my Facebook page, and I read that post. And I shared it, and I shouldn't have. I read the content, but it wasn't the right thing to do. And I know I'm an elected official, and I know I am held to a higher standard, but I'm also human. And I made a huge mistake, and I can't do anything but say I am so sorry. I know I hurt people. Miss Margaret and I talked today, and I've lost trust. I've lost your trust. And I'm sorry. I'm still the same person that I've always been. I'm still here for you, for our whole community, and I love our community. I've loved being mayor for the last 5 years. And it hurts my heart to know that I hurt somebody by that post, and I'm so sorry. I tend to, when I read, I block out words that I don't like, and I guess that's what I did, and I shouldn't have. And I know, and I'm so sorry. But we all, you know, God gives us grace every day, and I ask for your grace for this, because y'all don't know how I've struggled. I'm so sorry. I don't know what else I can say or do. I still want to be the leader in this town. I want to gain your trust. I want to be here for you, and I am here for you. I've always been. But Margaret said we could always trust that you were there if I needed something, and I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm the same person I've always been. I made a huge error.
That's a weird phrase.
And I don't know how else to say that, but we all make mistakes.
That ain't good enough.
And I don't, all I can do is ask your forgiveness, and promise that it won't ever happen again. There won't be any shares, there won't be any likes, there won't be any comments, because I'm not gonna be that person. And I don't know what else. No, my heart hurts because of that. That I've hurt so many people, and that was not what I intended to do. And I don't really know. You say, why did I do that? It was the message that I got out of it. And I know
What was the message? What was your message?
the message was an older gentleman that had started, and it touched my heart because it reminded me of my daddy. My daddy was really poor growing up. And but
Now y'all let us
wait a minute.
That's right. Let us speak. Let us
My
speak.
daddy was, and we were not very well off. My daddy quit school at the 9th grade so he could go to work. He went in the service and joined the service and worked and was in the war. And he was a carpenter. He made a good living, but he could have said, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have enough, I don't have any education. I can't make anything of myself. But he didn't, and that's what I took from this man, that we, regardless of our station in life, we can make something from ourselves. And we can make something of ourselves. And I don't know, that part touched my heart, and I didn't think about, obviously, I didn't think about how it would hurt. And I'm so sorry. My heart, I've cried, I've prayed, and like I say, God gives us grace every day, and we all sin, and we all ask Him for forgiveness, and that's all I can do with y'all is ask for your forgiveness for something a mistake I made, an error in judgment, something that had unintended consequences, because it wasn't intended to hurt. I don't know how I can say that, and if I can ever make you understand. understand that I didn't intentionally do something to hurt anybody. I really didn't. It was, I have
So
to
you telling
learn.
us that you read the whole thing and didn't even think about it? That's what I'm saying.
I did.
I think you should resign.
And that's a young man speaking. That's the future. That's the future. I think they've seen enough of this. How could you dare read that? I am a professional person. I am responsible for what I put out there. I take care of people every day. Life and death situations. I make that choice. I make the choice to work where I work, to do the things I do. And you gonna sit there and tell me, your daddy was poor too. Mine was too. But my daddy was a loving man. And he used to get kicked and beat. And he loved all people. He taught us, be somebody. He didn't tell us we was this, that, and the other to put us down. This affects me personally because I take it personally because of what you did. You thought nothing of what it would appear like to us. It's like other folks do us. And in this time of what's going on in this world, you got nerves enough to sit there and try and pacify us. The pacifying is over. You are wrong. And I will stand up for what I believe in. You are wrong. And you knew it was wrong. But I also want you to know, I'm not leaving here without saying this. That was a lie straight from hell that was written. That man does not exist. It's been proven for a fact. He does not exist. And for you to say that was well written, where'd you go to school at? I didn't learn to write like that. And for you to read it and pass it on and think, oh, well, nobody ever see it. Because had you not been caught and drugged down about it, you wouldn't have done a thing about it. Same old, same old. And I'm going to say what I got to say. If I never say it again. My daddy taught me to be proud of who I am. I am most definitely proud. We have raised good kids. They grew up here in Levelland because we wanted them here. I went to South Plains College, got out of nursing school, and came straight here because I love Levelland. You have tarnished Levelland, and you're going to sit there and think we ain't going to forget it. You can't sugarcoat this, baby. It ain't going to get sugarcoated because you are wrong. You are wrong.
I said that.
I don't think my dad grew up, couldn't even read and write. Nobody knew that because he went to school on daily life. He told us that. He would sit at McDonald's and talk to people and get a good education. He ate with the police officer, the highway patrolman, the people that worked at the fire department, and the people from the First Baptist Church adopted my daddy here. He could have been horribly bitter about his life, and he was not. But him and Mama taught us love people. And that's what we do. So how can we expect a leader that have done what you did and knew it was wrong, to sit here and tell us and sugarcoat it like you didn't know and your daddy this, that, and the other. Our daddies did a lot too. And yes, had hard times. I grew up so poor I didn't know I was poor. But that didn't affect my mind. I have gone after an education. I went into something God gave me to do. And yes, you're right, God has grace, but he also has wrath. And we have a right to show our wrath. So, and I guess I'm done, but I just wanted you to know, we're not fooled by what you're doing.
I want to speak. First of all, this post come from a private account, guys. So what happened was, we would have never knew about it if the guy wouldn't have blew the whistle. And the guy that she got the information from, his name is Kevin Crowley. Y'all need to. Okay. So eventually, if you're receiving information from somebody like that, these are your true feelings, your true thoughts. That's me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. First of all, what were you intended for this post? What was your intention for this post? That's my. I have 3 questions. What were your intentions for this post? What message were you conveying to your black constituents with this post? And what have you What is your policy and procedure on code of ethics as being a mayor? Because I'm quite sure you violated that. I'm quite sure you violated that. We all have code of ethics at our job, and I can't post crap like that. If I do, I'm fired. I'm fired. I'm guarantee you, everybody in here is the same way. So it shouldn't be no different from a mayor. If you're gonna post crap like that, there are consequences for crap like this.
Time to step down. Time to go.
Yes, and if I can speak, I grew up in Levelland, very proud. But I'm telling you right now, like I told you on the phone last night, if you want to do the right thing for Levelland, you need to step aside.
Yeah.
Because as black people, we will never forget what you said. Because those were your true feelings. You know what I appreciate? No. What I appreciate was when you came back on Facebook and said, I heard a few people, I'm not racist, that's okay. Let me tell you something. Oh, you want me to pull it up?
Ooh.
Your very next talk about that was very weak. Because you didn't think any of us would see that. And like I told you last night, you need to step down. In the city of Levelland, you posted this thing saying you don't agree with her, she doesn't represent you guys. Letting her stay here in her position is an oxymoron. You better City of Levelland, the other people that are in charge, you better think about what you're doing if you leave this woman in charge. Because she's proven herself. And Angela Ma, you know about her, she said when a person shows you who they are, believe them. Believe it. And she's shown that. She's shown that.
I just want to say that if you all go back and look on Mrs. Penner's page, that is not the first problematic post. Mrs. Penner, you had a consistency of posting negative stereotypes, perpetuating negative stereotypes, especially towards black men. And you would know that there are several young, positive, good role models in Levelland, but you never come to Juneteenth. You are the only mayor we had. You show up for the photo opportunity, but you never come to Juneteenth. Mrs. Penner, you are problematic. It is time for you to step aside. And just so you all know, since she is an elected official, the city of Levelland cannot remove her, but we can. If we get 10% of registered voters to sign a petition, they will have to do a special recall election, and we don't have to wait until the 21st when she's up for re-election again. We're not going to twiddle our thumbs until 2021. If we all get together, we can remove her, and we can have it done within the next 30 days.
I would like to, I'm Gordon Harris, member of the NAACP, also District 2 candidate for City Council of Levelland, Texas. Also been a basketball referee for 33 years with UIL, which I do work in this town sometimes. My message to you people here in Levelland, just like she stated, get the petition, get her out of there, file a formal complaint with the NAACP, sue this city. How you hurt a person is in their pocket. You understand? Because they will come and they will tell you anything just to get you out of their face. They're gonna check on it, they're gonna look at it, and they never do. So make 2 lawsuits, one against her personally and one against the city of Levelland, and get her gone. That's what my message is.
And I echo him, we're both from Lubbock. This is the team. This is the team. And we want to let you guys know we support you. We specialize in petitions. Look around this room, Mayor, hopefully former Mayor, and understand, we will not. It's heartbreaking to me that we're even having to have this meeting because a woman of stature says, I offended this many people. I'm not gonna hold on to that position. When you represent as a mayor, you represent the entire city. That's from the black man fishing to the black man at the highest position. You represent this city. And as a mother and a companion and just a queen, I won't rest, and I'll work with you guys, whether it's typing petitions, to make sure you owe it to this community to say, you know what, you're entitled.
You're entitled to like and dislike. What I've learned about West Texas since I've been back here, you guys do not want to see this. You don't. You love green, and that's where we make the impact, like you said. You start the paperwork. Please, you guys, don't let up, because there's another candidate. Max Ledesma, I know, is an interim on some level.
He's a mayor pro tem.
Mayor pro tem. So there's other people that will represent the entire city of Levelland. I'm not really sure what the motive of slavery was, but we're here now, and we ain't going nowhere. So give us the honor to step down.
Let me say something. You know, I'm here because I am a man of color also.
Yes, you are.
And how you felt about them made me wonder about you. And you know what? I've sat up there with you and two other guys that I constantly argued and fought because y'all were trying to do more for others in this community than you would. Yes, ma'am. Listen to me, Barbara. Listen to me. I have known you many years, and I remember working for your husband at United Supermarket. Don't let me say how he used to treat us. And I remember when I was 16 years old.
Nice.
Huh? Here, somebody. And I remember when I was 16 years old, when I worked for Jerry. And you know, I'm going to tell you something. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. As racist, this community, and I said this up here. I said this right there on when I was serving on city council. This community is very racist. Has been and always. And it's something, racism is something that is taught.
It is.
Not born with. And let me give you an example. I have a mother that I love, but you know what? My mother, until I was 30-something years old, I never had an idea how she felt towards my black brothers. And I was sitting there one day, and she made a comment, and I said, "Mother," and then she explained to me. But and what I'm trying to say is my mother she kept her personal feelings to herself and never reflected those feelings on me. To hate my brothers in here, anybody of any color. So I'm passionate. Heck yeah, it offends me. Because I'm a person of color, and I sat up here on this council, and I watched, and I seen things, and I used to fight with y'all and argue because y'all guys want to just do for your own. And let me tell you, you know what the best thing you can do, Barbara? Is humble yourself, say, "I'm sorry," hold a press conference and resign and walk away.
Yes.
Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to really mar the city of Levelland, because this is not just going to get here. I'm going to contact some people that I know with CNN.
Yes.
It's going to get bigger than this. If you don't resign, that's what's going to happen.
Excuse me, sir. I was referring to the people as far as, you know, suing the city and her personally. Crystal City, Texas, what you're saying, did the same thing.
Yes.
They took money that was allocated to the lower part of Crystal City.
Yes.
So you know what happened? The FBI came in and arrested the entire city council and the mayor. They're all facing federal charges right
We've
now.
got a lot of issues in
Yeah,
this community
yeah,
that
yeah.
don't get addressed.
Right.
But let it be on certain parts of town.
Okay, that's right, it is. I mean, racism is here, but we need to
and
deal
we
with
don't want to
it.
admit it, and we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it because it's uncomfortable. It's not something that you talk about. There's no way. You know, and to me, it's not, because I know what it feels like. This whole area here is that way. The whole area, because I experienced it in Littlefield at a church house of all the places.
Church house.
So if someone is going to sit there and tell me that, oh, racism doesn't exist, yes, it does. And you know what? Our white brothers are the ones that are doing it. And they do it by policies and procedures. They make up all these little things. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. They tell you this. But what we got to learn to do is we band together. And we speak up and not be afraid. And I think that's what you need to do. Just humble and leave the mayor's position in Levelland, Texas with dignity and respect like it deserves to have.
Otherwise, may I say something? I don't live here anymore, but I'm born and bred from Levelland, Texas. And I hear my constituents here. I think the main question when this situation was brought to my attention is, what, as an educated woman, as a Caucasian woman, as a leader, was your train of thought when you looked at that piece, read it, and complimented it? That verbiage, that negative connotation, and you thought it was well written and spoke to what?
What were you speaking of? What was your train of thought as a leader that made you think that was complimentary to anybody in your community or anybody else? Because the N-word now in this day and time is considered taboo. Yet you saw it as being something that we don't understand. Why you chose to even share a document of that nature with such verbiage and such garbage in it. As a leader, I think that's our main question. I don't live here right now, but this is my home. And I am considering moving back, but when I look at this situation of this magnitude, I'm reconsidering. I plan this to be my resting place, but I don't feel like, I'm not really happy with the manner in which you chose to share a document of that nature. So my question to you, and I think we should give you an opportunity to tell us, what was your train of thought? After you read that document, after you saw all the negative verbiage and the negative connotation, what was your train of thought? To me, that piece of work said that we brought all this on ourselves, and that's not the truth. This is another generation.
I didn't get that from that.
Can you tell us what you got from that? Look, give her an opportunity to tell us what she got from that work, because I don't see anything else other than that.
And I don't see no monkeys in here.
Ooh.
Give her an opportunity to tell us what her train of thought was. Maybe we can understand. Now, we're not trying to excuse this. Evidently, this community is charged up, and I am here to support them because, like I said, I'm born and bred from Levelland. Well, I'd like to know your train of thought. What made you think that was worth sharing or had any value to it?
I saw it as a man. I didn't even think about the color. I really didn't.
How could you not?
Say,
Wait, how could you not? With all the negative connotations and the negative words, the verbiage that was used. How could you not see it as being a racist type of work?
I read that he was an older gentleman that started with nothing and was able to choose to raise himself up to get his education and go on to make something of himself, and that he didn't like what was going on in the world. But it's a choice. We all start at a certain level, and it's our choice to either improve our station in life or not. And that's what I took away from it.
So until you improve yourself, you the N-word. Is that what you
From
saying?
a former nigga.
Ooh. I have a question.
Okay.
Would you dare read that document to all of us? Would you? Would you have read that to us to our faces? That's what I want to know.
That's a
You
good
posted it on
question.
Facebook.
Yeah, they
But
can
would
rave
you
on
read it?
Facebook.
Behind
Would
the
you read it
screen.
to us to our faces? Would you
Right
do
now.
that? No, I'm asking in general. Would you do that? When you first got that, and if you had a meeting with all of us the next day before you posted it, would you have read that?
No.
Exactly.
Give her a chance to respond.
Is there not, I mean,
That's our future right there. That's a young
That's
black
it.
man.
yes, I realize that.
Works hard too, I know him.
Yes,
Yes,
very
sir.
hard. Been here my whole life.
But
Until I
can you
left
see
to
how
serve this
those
country.
words
I
can
do,
hurt the
and that's
community?
what, I mean, have you not, any of you ever made an error in judgment?
Not like that.
That's funny.
Being black in America.
I'll be laughing.
Immediately shared like All Lives Matter, when then like the timing of it is just bad. Like there's black men that are dying, there's black women
That's
that
right.
are dying, and it's just like I won't ever know any of their struggle. Like you won't ever know any of their struggle. And I understand there's people have their differences of cops lives matter, but you signed up to be a cop. Nobody in this room signed up to be a person of color, and I think that's. You've repeatedly shared stuff like that where it's just like, oh, it's a mistake. No, like it kind of seems like that's the way you think.
Yeah.
Like their lives doesn't matter. A cop's lives matter more because they're a person.
I mean, I'm
But Miss Mayor, I sincerely am concerned, not even anymore about the post. You said to this young man, no, you would not have read that to us. Maybe there's 60 of us. You read it posted it, stated it to 80 billion people. When you post on social media, right? Right?
Not ever made a mistake.
I've made them. I've made mistakes. I have.
And we will.
But I've never made a mistake. I have a white sister-in-law, white as you. I have another one, white as you. They're not the millennials. My brother's been married to one woman 38 years. I don't make mistakes of color. You know why? That's not a mistake. That's a choice.
It is. A choice.
For me to address this young man as anything other than Daryl Phillips is a choice. I make a mistake when I say all Mexicans like Mexican food, or something on that level. But that verbiage in what you posted after Aubrey trying to jog and Mr. Floyd trying to say, hey, I can't breathe. In this day and time, 2020, a 96-year-old white lady makes a mistake to call me colored because that's her time. That's when she came up. Based on what she says after that, she's intending to be offensive, or maybe she's really not. In her day, that's how you guys saw us. In 2020, in leadership, no ma'am.
No.
Not on my watch.
Absolutely not.
And I'll contact Austin, I'll contact every news station. I will. Because it's unacceptable for his generation. I'm totally done with people like you. I'm 57. I own my own stuff. My living is made. I don't have to wait for any of that, right? But for this young man, yes ma'am, I'm gonna follow it because that's not a mistake. That's a heart choice. You said it was a man who pulled himself up by his bootstraps, blah, 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 right? He didn't call himself a man.
He did not.
He didn't call himself a man. And you posted. Now, had you gone above that and said, what an awesome man that chose to do, I still wouldn't forgive it. But I'm saying at least it would show you in a different light. You didn't. You shared the most insulting verbiage. And if you can't see that,
I can see that.
okay, you see it and you call it a mistake. I'm a CPA. When I make a mistake that costs one of my clients, I fix it. I fix it financially. I fix it in writing. Your only fix to this is to step down. I hold your counsel responsible. If they go from tonight working with you every day, I hold them responsible.
Exactly.
I got a question. Are you going to resign right now? That's the only way you can show me you sorry. If you say I'm not the man, then you don't care. I said it on Facebook. You don't care about black people. That's just how I feel. You don't care about us. This was to try to get us to stop our pursuit from you to resign. You should resign right now, but you don't want to.
You don't.
Mrs. Penner, we get that you made a mistake, but you keep talking about biblical and scripture. Even in the Bible, when you make a mistake, you have consequences.
Exactly.
That's it. The consequence, and the only way you can write this is to step down. Accountability. You need to be held accountable. And we can't just let you walk through this and say, I'm sorry, y'all, oops, because if you do it once, you'll do it again.
Exactly.
What I think is interesting is people of color, they immediately have to pay consequences.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no judge, there's no trial, our people are dying in the street. And every time I look at you, you make me even more angrier. Because what you need to do for your people is step down. And I don't even understand why we had this meeting. I think the council should have got rid of you that day. There should not have been, because I work for a hospital. Let me share something like that. There's gonna be a meeting, all right.
You're gonna get a text.
There's gonna be a meeting, all right, that Melanie, we wish you luck. Guess what? I wish you luck. But you need to step down. You're causing more harm and hurt for the city of Levelland.
Amen.
My goodness, this man, you got a record of not handling your business. You have a record of doing things that you shouldn't do. He just did a testimony, and I'm tired of people doing things wrong and then want to bring God into it. Once you get caught,
Amen.
because guess what? Just like my cousin said, there's consequences for your actions.
So can you answer? Yes or no? Are you stepping down?
Okay.
Well, y'all have a good night.
Contact us, people.
You will be, you will be.
Contact us.
Are we leaving? Are we leaving? That's disgusting. Okay, I'll sit. No, I don't want to go.
What you say?
Hey, pretty good.
She really said some no after all this. Excuse me. Should I go record that?
Her mom went to Zion's baseball game.
I wanted her to stand up and read.
She can't read.
Okay, listen, Meekness has the whole video. Meekness has the whole video. So, if she sends it to me, you can watch it.
It's 30 minutes long.
It's 30 minutes long. The mayor, and she was like, oh my god, her apology was weak, mom.
It was just
weak.
It was horrible.
Disgusting.
She said, he reminded me of my dad.
She was like, he reminded me of my dad, and because my dad was poor, and, you know, it's just, and I was like, bruh, what kind of apology is that? And then,
He reminded me of my dad. And I am honestly so sorry.
she said that she was hurt.
I can't even express how sorry that I am to y'all.
My mom does her dog.
Huh?
My mom, grooms her dog.
I would cut all its hair off.